Hey, performers, welcome back. Today we observe and reflect. We've done this before with Stevie Wonder and previously with Bruno Mars, some great performers. I thought I'd change it up a little bit today, and not only are we going to look at a female performer, but this one's really neat because what she did was she about 10 years ago, changed her style of performance and went from being much more of what she was previously was a singer in front of a band on stage to much more of a spectacle performer or a theatrical performer. And she really heightened her show, made her performance much more engaging to watch. So it's going to be really interesting to see this. So let's observe and reflect. Today, we look at the performance style of Pink. Welcome back to Danny Robertson Music, where we try to help you become the best possible performer that you can be on whatever stage you choose. I'm Danny Robertson. I want to thank you for joining me today on this little adventure that we're having called YouTube and music and performing and everything exciting about that. Today, we're going to observe and reflect. This is something we've done for the last few months, and we're doing it once a month, trying to take a look at a performer who's at the top of their game. Observing and reflecting on good performers helps us figure out a little bit about what is done well that is out there, what fits us well as performers, and how we can help grow our own shows. Today, I want to talk about the performer known as Pink. Now, her real name is Alicia Beth Moore, and she's been active as a performer and a recording artist for about the last 20 years. I think her first album came out around the year 2000. She's had some really great albums that have come out, and her music is great to sing along with. A lot of people know it. It tends to be very energetic, very fun to listen to. But the thing I want to point out on this particular video is that Pink was a performer that typically performed like you'd see a singer in a regular stage band. She was the front man of a band and she performed a good show, but there was nothing overly special to it. Over time, Pink found a way to make her show more exciting. Instead of just standing in front of a band and singing her songs, she started making her show into much more of a theatrical production. It's much more visually emotional as much as it relates to the music that you're hearing. She's basically incorporated somewhat of a circus act into her show where she gets up on high wires and does all of these cool tricks. She's such a great singer that even when she is 30 feet up in the air performing, she can be hanging upside down and still singing her songs and sounding absolutely beautiful doing it. When Pink started incorporating this kind of performance into her shows, it actually leveled her up. Take a look at this video with me. This is actually from a live concert. It looks like it was shot from a cell phone, but it's fantastic. So take a look with me here, okay? Before we get started, I just want to point out that you can see it right here in this visual. She has a microphone going around the side of her face, and she is legitimately singing all of this while she's spinning in the air. Some of this, you'll hear that there were background singers that are helping in the cause in a couple of the parts of this, but for the most part, she is singing this by herself. So keep watching. Okay, you see where she's got the giant rope that's hanging around that she's holding with her hands right now. What that is that is something that she's just playing with right now, and she's actually being held up by the thing that's going behind her shoulders. That's a little bit tighter and a little bit smaller, but you'll find that she has no actual high wires helping her. So this is an entire acrobatic act that she is doing on her own power. So while she's up 30 feet in the air, there's no protection. She's actually doing this right over the audience. So it's kind of neat. Did you see that? She was singing while she did that flip. I mean, that it's just kind of cool. Okay, before we get into the second verse, I just want to point out, okay, so think about how much muscle power that is taking from Pink. She is literally using her core strength to hold her up in various places and stretching herself out, and she's using that same core strength to sing. It I there it's no wonder why she has extremely flat abs and everything like that. Like this is like it looks very clean and um magical and very feminine looking, but she is getting a huge workout by doing this. Connecting with the audience, touching everybody's hands. I mean, if you want a cool way to connect with your audience, if you have a way to do even something close to this, this is a neat, neat way to perform. Okay, did you see that? She completely lets go of everything. There were no wires to be taken off of her. That was all done on her own power. So it's a very neat thing to be able to see. And the theatrics continue while she gets on stage, and it's more of the quote unquote story that is being told to do this performance. That's what's so great about her performance. Oh, watch this. You see that? I mean, holy cow. She's holding somebody up while leaning back, creating a pose, and she's singing at the same time. I mean, how hard is that to do? I know personally, like, I'm not physically fit enough to do that. And that's really freaking impressive to me. I hope you're as impressed with this as I am. The thing I get most from watching this video is that Pink's live performances have really grown into much more of a storytelling or a production, a theatrical production, a circus of sorts. She has learned to make her performance much more than just playing songs. She is telling a story and finding a way to make the feeling of what the song represents connect with the audience. So the song itself is important, but the visual of what the audience member sees while they're hearing that song is equally as important to Pink. And that's something that a lot of the greats have done. You look at guys like Michael Jackson, who his stories are always a full production. The best of the best do that really well. And I find that Pink has become one of those amazing performers who tells her story in the music and in the visual of the storytelling that comes with the performance part of the show. And beyond that, I'm just extremely impressed with the physical barriers that she has been able to overcome in performing a show in that capacity. A show like that looks simple and elegant, but don't kid yourself. Like, what she is doing on stage there, she is busting her hump and kicking her own butt to get herself there. That is a really hard performance to do, and she makes it look easy. I want to thank you for watching this week. If you are enjoying these videos and are getting some value out of it, could you do me a favor? And I'd love it if you'd subscribe to the channel. You can also like or comment on the videos, and definitely join my email list at DannyRobertsonMusic.com so you know what's happening each week. If you're still looking at getting my Medley Mania course that just came out, the coupon expires on August 17th, so you have one more week to use that $50 off. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let's keep working on our next best performance. I'll see you next week.